What's up, book readers or non-book readers, depending on which category you fall into? This is my 10th completed Perry Mason book, and it's pretty good. I liked it. Maybe a little bit far-fetched. Somebody left their phone here. The basis of this, obviously, is a sleepwalker and ends up in a murder, and it involves a knife and a lot of who left a knife certain place and who had access to that knife, and was it that exact same knife. And I will tell you, I looked up the prevalence of sleepwalking amongst adults, and it's somewhere in the neighborhood, surprisingly, of 3% to 5%. That's it said that do it at least once a year, so more than I thought. And you will be perhaps questioning the, how do I say this? I'm trying not to blow it for you here. Questioning the validity of this script based on that statistic, I'm sure, because I was doing that. And that put aside, though, it kept me riveted the entire time. And one thing that was interesting about this book is that it directly led into another book, which I had to order today. And that turned into its own situation slash ordeal. But right at the last line, we make a file entitled, he smiled and said, The Case of the Stuttering Bishop. So this story continues. So if you read this book, just be aware that you're probably going to want to get The Case of the Stuttering Bishop. Maybe not necessary, because really it probably will be its own standalone book, but they are directly connected. So keep that in mind. And if you could put your brain a little bit off to the side, you'll enjoy this book, because that sleepwalking situation may get a little bit unlikely. I have an exact number statistically that I would like to share with you, but I can't because it will tell you something that you don't want to know before reading it. So, anyway, good book. I liked it. And I'm going to, so now I'll get into my problem. I went on to eBay, which is where you get most of the Perry Mason books for like $4 or $5. And I found the Stuttering Bishop book, and it had a free shipping, which is great. It was like $5, but it had a coupon, buy 3 and get 1 free. And okay, I'll go to the guy's channel or whatever you want to call that, his store, and type in Perry Mason, and only one other book came up. So I added it to my cart, and then I thought, okay, find an Agatha Christie. And then I track my Perry Mason and Agatha Christie books. So I went to my spreadsheet for Perry Mason, and the one that I purchased wasn't in there. And I'm going, what's going on here? So then I looked at the book that I bought, and it's Perry Mason in This Mystery, written by somebody else. So I was kind of disappointed, but thought, well, I got that book for free. So then I checked my Agatha Christie list of books, and stunningly, the Agatha Christie book wasn't in my list either. So I went back to that page, and it said that it was adapted to a book form from a play that she had done. So that wasn't a Agatha Christie proper book either, but at least it was one of her projects, as opposed to the other one being Perry Mason in somebody else's story. So I'm not sure if I'll read the quasi Perry Mason book or not. I might donate that one. I'll definitely read the Agatha Christie at some point, because she did have a part in it by making the play. So anyway, like this, I get into this because I just got done with Jane Austen's very large complete novel box book set, and I was dare not try to do 2 in a row because it is very long-winded and difficult to follow in some places, and possibly, dare I say, boring. But I will be at some point jumping back into Jane Austen. So in the meantime, good murder mystery book, easy read. They're like 215 pages, but mowed it out in 4 days. So pretty good, and more fun than long, verbose, old English, I suppose.